to another version of the Ball and I. This is part 8, where we'll be talking about the 4 playoffs matchups that happened in the last 2 days. The reason why I missed an upload was because of my finals. As we know, we're in final season. Have a final today, probably two, one online, one in person. So I have to get through these, and I've been studying very hard for all of my finals, putting in the work. So that's what caused me to not make videos. Now, the playoffs, even though I have been in my finals and idle, the playoffs have not, as they have been more interesting than ever. First, the Bucks Pacers game, the Pacers won again. That's actually crazy, as Giannis has now had two 34-point or more performances, having 34 in this game, 36 in the last one. He had 18 rebounds and he still couldn't win. Giannis is now a confirmed playoff performer, obviously, as he's had a few years where he's gone up and down. And I know that the championship sealed it for a lot of people, but in my opinion, he's had way too many inconsistencies to be called a playoff performer until now. Now he's putting everything out on the court, as the Pacers have beat them twice now because of Milwaukee's inconsistencies in offense and defense. Giannis is the only consistent piece, and Bobby Portis, I'll give him a shout out because he dropped 28. But it seems like Milwaukee needs more veteran guys, needs depth, needs development, and it seems like Milwaukee doesn't need Giannis. It's gotten to the point where if you can't even win a playoff game when he drops 34 and 18, then maybe he shouldn't be the player that you're building around for the future. Because when you look at your team and when you look at Giannis as a superstar, he's one of the best players we've ever seen of all time. So wasting his prime, which is right now, into a team that sucks, that looks bad, and that doesn't perform in playoff settings is probably not the best idea. When looking at the Clippers and Nuggets game, we could see that the Clippers are a threat to be dealing with this year. Kawhi is one of the best players in the world, as they beat the Denver Nuggets for the second game of the series. Kawhi dropped 39 points on 70% shooting and basically did everything in the fourth quarter. We can look at guys as Derrick Jones Jr., Nick Batum, and you have other guys like James Harden and Ivica Zubac, which play secondary star roles or supportive roles to Kawhi. This is amazing, as Kawhi has never had this type of help before. As in previous teams, it's always been him and another star, and they've had to kind of make that make sense. But now, similar to the 2019 Raptors, which was the only other team that I could look at where he didn't have like one concrete star apart from Kyle Lowry, it seems as though Kawhi now has found his comfort more than ever, or at least it seems like the Clippers have found their footing more than ever now that they've focused more on getting good pieces and developing them and putting them into a system instead of getting like these big names and basically trying to build a super team. As we see that even a player like Ben Simmons has been a positive for the Clippers during this run. The Nuggets, we need to talk about them, as the Nuggets are doing great. By the way, I didn't talk about the Pacers because I like the Pacers, but I don't think the Pacers are competitors, because the Pacers are one of those teams where it's like you're beating the Bucks. The Bucks are obviously trash, and I feel like the Pacers, as much as they are good, as you made the conference finals last year, you have no footing to make the finals. You're not beating Cleveland. You're not beating Boston, and that comes from a guy who likes the Pacers. I like what they've done, and I like the way they've built their team. But they need more, and they simply just don't have enough to win a championship, and that's about it for the Pacers. That's their argument. They are just simply not enough. Now, for the Nuggets, they are worse this year, and we could see that by the fact that the Clippers have become so much better and now are challenging them. The Clippers are the 5th seed, the Nuggets are the 6th seed, and it makes it for an interesting matchup where we see that Jokic has constantly been great, dropping triple doubles, doing everything for his team to win, but the team around him has gotten worse. This is because since 2022, which is when they were at their best, obviously in 2023, now we could see that the Nuggets don't look as good as they used to in those 2 years because of their surrounding pieces. In 2023, when they won the championship, it seems like they put it all together, as they had, apart from the stars, obviously MPJ, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, and Jokic, they also had supportive roles like Bruce Brown, KCP, Christian Braun, and they still have Christian Braun and a few other supportive pieces, but it's not the same as it used to be because now when you look at a guy like Christian Braun, he's amazing, he's done great things, but he's one player who comes off the bench to support, and then Russell Westbrook, which comes off the bench to support. Apart from that, their bench is pretty thin, and they need more pieces to round out their lineup if they want to be competing for the future. When we look at the Detroit and Knicks game, we see a similar story as when looking into the Detroit Pistons, they have a very complete team. They don't have a star. They are the same thing as the Clippers, where they have one guy, which is the superstar of the team, and then the rest of the guys just kind of fall in order. For the Pistons, that's Cade Cunningham, as he has breaking out this year as one of the better players in these playoffs, honestly. He's played great every game. In the first one, it was kind of hard for him to find his footing, but he was still doing the right things. And in my opinion, Cade dropping 33 in that second game set a statement of we're not giving up. And I really like that matchup because it's pretty even and it shows how the playoffs should be. Finally, when we look at the Grizzlies and Thunder matchup, we could see that the Grizzlies are just completely outclassed. The Grizzlies have undergone too many changes in these past few years, and the quest for another player to help John Morant has made it so that the Grizzlies are confused and they're just looking for other things which are not important. Right now, the Grizzlies need to focus on getting more young players. Their core is young. What is the point of getting older players, getting vets. When your core is built up of young guys, do what the Thunder did. Get a bunch of picks, get a bunch of young players, and develop them together because eventually they're going to be veterans. And when they are veterans, your main guy is going to have a much easier time scoring, defending, and doing everything if the guys around him are already trained, matured, and know how to play in the system. But with that being said, obviously this is not the Grizzlies' fault, as the Thunder are just the best team this year, and it's what you have to go through to get to the finals and to win the championship in the NBA. One thing I will say though is these playoffs, these NBA playoffs, are much better than any playoffs we've had in the last 5 years, and I say that with my chest. Already, we have interesting matchups in the first round. We have matchups which we don't know the results of with some of the best teams in the world, like the Nuggets and Clippers, or when we look at like the Pistons and Knicks or Cavaliers, Heat, which obviously are matchups that in previous years would have been decided in 4 or 5 games, but now people are talking about a first seed and eighth seed matchup, which is Cavaliers Heat, as going to 6, which is very impressive, and it showed that the competitiveness and skill level of the NBA is increasing. This has been shown in the past few years as parity in the NBA and different teams winning the championship has been more prevalent now than ever, as we saw Jokic win it, Giannis win it, Steph win it, LeBron win it, and then last year we saw the Celtics win it, as we haven't seen a repeat champion in a while. This year we'll maybe get one with the Celtics, maybe not if a team from the West wins, but basically the NBA playoffs have shown us that the unpredictability of the NBA and how good the NBA is becoming in terms of skill level is actually paying off into becoming better content for us to watch. The storylines are better, the trades have been great, and everything has been great in the NBA. And me as a fan, I'm just pretty happy that this is the state of the NBA right now as compared to what it was maybe last year or the year before that, specifically last year as the playoffs felt kind of boring, if I'm being honest. And that comes from a NBA diehard fan who keeps up with everything. So, yeah, that was it. I love these matchups. I'm loving these playoffs, even the blowouts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, support the channel, follow me on all my socials, and I'll see you guys again with another playoff update. And check out the new vlog, which I don't know what I'm going to be posting this, but probably the vlog already came out, so go check that out. Peace!